lot of the stigma in this area is that you can't utilize a black-hided cow that can climb to the top of the mountain, and we're here to prove that you really can. You can capitalize on the black-hided cattle advantage down at your local markets and through the superior markets and the video markets, and you can capitalize on that CAB premium and still be able to have a profitable cow herd that you don't have to overfeed or overwinter.
I mean, this cow herd started in Oregon. When I met Bonnie, this cows that came from Oregon, and it was pretty rough for the first 4 or 5 years. But now we may cull 2 or 3 of our heifers that we keep back a year now that don't make it in the environment. So I think our efficiency is obviously increasing. I think in 4 to 5 years we'll probably be able to, we won't double our cow herd, but maybe 25% more cows on the same management practices we have now.
There seems to be an Angus bloodline or a mix of Angus bloodlines that can capitalize in almost any grazing situation and still produce superior beef and a superior carcass product. Our cows have had to have different types of forages presented to them. They've had to learn to manipulate their environment and still gain on a different set of circumstances and temperatures and elevations than cows that may come from the south or from the northwest, for example. The cattle that we have here, we've had to bring down onto the flats just for this video, but they spend 90% of their time out on the desert that's behind us, and they have to be able to calve on their own, they have to be able to raise a calf on their own, they have to be able to negotiate various predation problems on their own, and we've tried to develop a cow herd that's savvy enough to do that.
We cull our cows on a one-strike-you're-out basis. We will keep the only thing we will excuse for being thin in the fall on a good year is a first-year heifer. I think if we can increase our efficiency, I'd like to keep our management the same and run more cattle. And I think we have that started. We've already increased our numbers. We increased, it's not a lot, 5 or 10 head a year, but we're culling a lot less heifers. So I think that shows in our program that our cattle are becoming more acclimated to the environment.
All of the bulls that we sell on this ranch have been calved unassisted out on our state lease property that's unimproved, and have had mothers that have taught them how to utilize the forage that's unique to this southwest eco-climate. We're considered not necessarily a high desert area, but a desert shrub area. And as an example, they have to know how to graze on chamise, they have to know how to utilize mesquite beans, they have to know how to eat the cholla buds, and they also have to know how to be able to climb to the top of some of these really rocky tors that we have and utilize the bunch grasses.
Fields. What we do for commercial cattlemen that want a bull is, instead of the bulls that we keep, we background some bulls on these fields, but the bulls for the commercial cattlemen, we'll bring them in right off the range, and we usually sell them weaned. We usually wean them 5 or 10 days and send them to them and sell them as weanlings. So that, and basically most of my commercial customers consider running a bull a year. They won't consider him doing anything, even a breeding bull, until they run him on their ranch a year. So I sell a lot of 5-weight bulls right off the cow. And then my bulls are able to survive that, where a lot of bulls, even from the north, especially in our country, there's been several people that have purchased Angus bulls that even as calves will not survive in this environment. Just basically the rocks, they're just not, their feet aren't good enough to survive down here. We keep our cattle out to ensure that they are rock-footed and they can survive in a desert environment.
Our cattle are going to be extremely good-footed. Our cattle are going to have a deeper hock set. Our cows are going to be more moderate always in their milk production because the extreme cows simply can't survive in our desert environment. Our cows are going to have a different type of a hair coat. We don't have those real heavy, late-to-shed types of cattle because our weather here is so warm. But we still have cattle that have consistently graded in the top percentiles of the carcass contests that they've been shown in, and also the reports that we've gotten back from the people that utilize our bulls.
I enjoy ranching. I enjoy riding. I truly love just being a cowboy, being around the cows, doing the cow work.
Most days aren't easy, but I can guarantee almost every day is beautiful. And almost every day I learn something new, both about myself and about my environment that I've chosen to live in.